Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, Goddess Nikita, a.k.a. Pretty Red ENT. And if no one told you they loved you today, just know that I, Goddess Nikita, love you, okay? So I want to give an energy read for the rest of the week till Sunday. Okay, guys, like pay attention. Pay attention. This is no lie. No lie. No lie. So on Monday, I was going to do an energy read for y'all. And I kind of got a little bit busy and I couldn't do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I got to do it Tuesday. Then Tuesday came rolling around and I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like me again. Like what? I feel like Trey Songz with the bread. But I really feel like me again, okay? So make a long story short, guys, listen. By today, because today is Wednesday, I was told to say it on Monday, like by Wednesday, you're going to find out some things. But listen, guys, you are going to find out some information about a person, okay? People who secretly hate you, people who, it's like a revealing of things. Like you're going to get a lot of things of people just coming out of the blue, just telling you stuff. Like I done had some confessions. These are my confessions. I'm like, hold on. Who is this? Okay. So you're going to have like some information be revealed to you that you probably didn't know before at all. Like, so whether it's good or bad, take it how it resonates. But that's what's going to happen by Wednesday today. If it hasn't happened, it's probably going to happen at least by Thursday, Friday. You're going to get some information. Like you're going to be like, what? I did not know this. Or you're going to find out something spiritually about who could have been blocking you from stuff, who was like messing with the energy. Like, oh my gosh, guys. Y'all going to find out, okay? Also, what I feel like in the energy this weekend, I get fiery energy. It's about to go down this weekend. It's like a lot of fire. Like when I say like a lot of fire, it's more fire than usually. And it's more like, I feel like it's love in the air, but it's like fire. Like fiery love. Like, oh my gosh, like passionate love. I don't know how to explain it besides to say it like that, because y'all know I love love, but when it be that's like the energy I get from this weekend. So if you have plans to like tap in and, you know, like start loving on a lover or something, like, yeah, y'all about to get real passionate. It's going to be hot, sweaty. I don't know about sweaty, but it's definitely going to be hot though. Like, ooh, it's going to be like, ooh, that falsetto. Like by the dream. Like I feel like it's going to be like that. Like somebody going to be dreaming it out. Like y'all might listen to a whole playlist of the dream or something. I don't know. If you just heard a dream song, this is probably for you. Also the number 444. It's been popping up a lot. Please guys, there is a transformation in the air. There are some things that's going to change. Let these things change. There are some endings that's going to happen. Let these endings happen. Some people have to understand that they cannot go on doing the same thing they used to do. Okay. Some people do crazy, weird stuff for no reason, and they do stuff to harm people. Okay. They will be exposed. They've been told to stop and they still went on. Okay. No lie. So it's kind of like, this and that. After you go through this transformation, you're going to start to feel more of like yourself. Like when I tell y'all what happened to me yesterday, you're going to be like, what? Like, bro, I felt like I was right with the price. But I also felt like a part of me that was missing is back. And I'm going to explain to y'all what happened for real. But it wasn't that it was like kind of missing for real, because it was still there. It's just that if I don't know how to put it just so that way everybody understand what I'm saying, because it's like I'm trying to like translate language real quick. So it's like it's kind of basically, guys, like it was a part of me like I love, but it was just like I had to call it back to me. Because sometimes you can give a piece of you to someone and they don't deserve that piece. And so when you call that piece back, baby, you come back and you come back a lot stronger. That Future and The Weeknd, I believe. And it is come back stronger. Yeah. So guys, this is what's going to happen. Like once you go through this transformation, you're going to start to feel like yourself again. You're going to feel like rejuvenated. And it was so funny because on Monday, I kept smelling like baby stuff. It was like baby wipes, like a brand new baby. And I feel like if you've been in like the void or Mother Earth's womb, you know what I'm talking about. Like when I'm saying Mother Earth's womb. And then for the people who don't. So like if you go through like a spiritual rebirth or like you're going through like a birth and you're being birthed into Mother Earth's like thing, you have to sit in her port or her room to actually understand what's going on and different things and how to like be a part of her. And then once you start to get birthed out, like it's like you're a brand new baby. I don't know how to explain it besides to say it like that. Like maybe a baby's gonna be born pretty soon. Maybe so. I don't know why I feel like this. There is someone that is pregnant, bro, that's on this live right now, and you don't know that you are pregnant, but you big pregnant. I don't know how to say it like that, but to be blunt and direct is you pregnant. But some of y'all are coming out of Mother Earth's womb. Some of y'all are coming out of the universe womb. Some of y'all are coming out of God's womb. Some of y'all are coming out of the womb of like where you originally from. Like where you're originally from. Like your original energy. Because some people energy is not from Mother Earth. Like you're just not from this planet for real. Your energy signature does not trace back to here. Your energy signature might trace back to Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Mercury. Like, yeah, you're different or you might trace back to like a different planet in general, like you ain't never heard of yet. Like Planet X, like your energy signature might come from there. So that's just like an example of what I'm talking about. So wherever originally your energy signature is from, you're being like rebirthed from start. Okay. So it's like, I asked a girl, I said, you got a baby or something? She's like, what? I said, man, I smell like baby wipes, like a brand new baby or something. She's like, nah, I don't want no kids. It's I'm focused right now. I was like, all right, you sure you ain't pregnant? She's like, nah, I ain't pregnant. I'm like, all right. So, but I think it was just a sign to like when given an energy read update, like some of you are going through a dramatic rebirth. You're probably towards the end of the stages. You're going to be reborn again. Yay. I had to clap in a cheer. Y'all know I'm petty. So, but all jokes aside though, like some of y'all are going to be like reborn again. Now, guys, there are some triggering things that's going to happen. You got to understand something. Let the things happen and let rebirth happen. Let endings happen. Like some people are going to provoke you to argue. Do not argue with people. Do not let people exchange energy with you that you know. And don't allow people to, because they think one thing and it be something totally different, okay? And it's like, okay, well, why you look at me like that? I never even said that. Y'all going to have conversations where you're saying stuff to people and they're going to say, oh, you said this. And they're going to focus on this one low vibrational thing. And you're like, huh? Out of all the positive things I said, you said this. This didn't even have anything to do with nothing. Like, so obviously you're still there because if you actually heard what I'm saying, I was speaking from a higher perspective. Like I was telling you about like, hey, what's going on for the next 49 days, guys. Like, oh, baby, be careful because temperatures are running high. So prime example, I'm going to give you an example for me. But I'm also going to teach you something. So this is like an energy update / teaching moment, okay? Okay. And you know what's so crazy is that my I am affirmation that just popped up. It says, I am turning into the happy person that I used to be. And I'm going to go in here and tell y'all details on some really cool stuff that happened to me, but how to really deal with energy. Okay. So there is a particular person that I took underneath my wing because I seen their hurt. Okay. And so when I see certain people hurt and then I see why they act the way they do, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I'm a person where if people are talking about a person, I want to know them personally myself to see why this person's saying that. Okay. So, with this particular person I'm talking about, I kind of met other people before I met them. And one person in the group was like, oh, this person going out with y'all? Oh, I'm not going. She too messy. I don't want to do it. And it was a guy saying it. And so I was like, oh. And then, they tied in. I'm like, oh, what's really going on? But when I met this person, I'm kind of like, I don't know why people say that. And I'm always a person, I always try to see the light and good in people. No matter what, even when I was just in cruise control. And when people are like, what do you mean cruise control? That means I was really in universal energy. I was woke to my spiritual side, but I was just in universal flow. I was just really in flow. So that's the reason why a lot of people didn't know, why I was successful. That's why, because I was really in universal flow, but I was on cruise. I wasn't as actively aware with terms and stuff, what's going on with me. But I was just me being me. So I end up being really good friends with a particular person. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then one day I spiritually woke up. I started freaking out. Didn't know what was going on with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this was a few years ago, guys. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I was going through my spiritual journey. And this is what I always tell people. I didn't have a spiritual leader to call. And be like, hey, what does this mean? What does this mean? What is going on with me? I literally got taught everything and did healing actually with God, the universe, and Mother Earth. Because they're all three, to me, those are three different energy fields. And it's different. Okay, so we're going to talk about that, about the different energy fields. So I'm like, man, what's really going on? So this particular person, it's just, I always had a soft spot for this person. Cause I just was like, man, I just want to help this person. I want to be the reason why they know what a really good friend is. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to be your friend. You feel me? Just be my friend. You feel me? If I give you something, you got to match me with my energy. But sometimes, guys, people don't match you the right way. They match you enough to try to catch you. Because some people are real live, evil for real. And that's just to keep it all the way real. And I remember I was talking to someone that was, they were of a different culture. And they were like, so what do you identify as? I'm like, man, I don't know what I call myself yet. I was like, but I don't necessarily, when you look online and they say, hey, if you can sense the weather from the change, you're a witch. Okay, but technically you don't have to be a witch. You could just be a spiritually in tune person. You can be a light worker. You can be a light worker and can do that. So it's I always felt and then I just never really identified with the word witch. I'm like, there's something behind it. I just, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know. It just, because what they say online, that when you look it up, is kind of everything that they talk about. Yeah, that's kind of witchy, but this is what it means to be a witch. But in actual reality, I share posts with witch and stuff because I actually like what they're saying to keep people in tune. Not that I agree with that one word. Okay. Gotta understand something, guys. If I agree with the message, I'm going to share it. But if I don't agree with the word, I'm going to just be love and light. So y'all got to pay attention. When you see me share something that's say something about a witch, I'm going to say love and light. But here's what I'm going to tell y'all. I was like, my culture friend was like, if people actually really knew what witches are, I don't think in America, I don't think they would claim that. I said, really? And he broke it down like in show proof. Y'all know me. Oh my gosh. You break something down to me and you show proof, I'll be like, oh yeah, baby, I'm out. But I was like, all right. But I remember I was just going through like maybe like a little identity crisis, like spiritually, like I didn't know like what to call myself for real. Like, and I'm like, man, what? This particular time. Make a long story short, I used to do readings. I used to do personal readings, and I used to like go around cleansing like people's houses and stuff like that. Like, cause I like doing that. And so, I remember when I was like, particularly, I gave a girl a reading. And now that I'm like rewatching it, I'm like, ooh, you were plotting. You were plotting the whole time. Like, and me being a universal love flow. That's why I always tell people, you cannot outbeat love. I don't care what's going on. If you think that you got someone and they on the love universal vibration, let me tell you something. You do not have shit at all. Like, not one little bit. You have nothing on a person who has some love. There's really nothing you could do to them. They have to feel like you're doing something in order to touch them. But if they are in high vibration, you can't touch them. Okay, so boom. I want to make sure y'all understand something. So this particular person, I remember I used to just do nothing but oracles. I was like, you know what? I don't like oracle. I really don't like tarot decks. I was just not my thing, but I like oracles. So I used to like I had a particular oracle deck that I love, but it's like an angel ancestor oracle deck. And I love it. And it's like, I just feel really connected to it because it's kind of like, it's like, you know, like, I don't know how, it just feel real earthy. And so I'm like, all right. So I used to like give people readings, but I did my readings a little bit different, like how I do, like, oh man. But now that I like look back at it, I'm like, oh, I'm just a whole genius for real. But that's the reason why I did my readings the way I did them, was to cleanse your energy. Okay. And it was like, by the time I got done, your energy be cleansed. So make a long story short, just gonna throw that out there. I remember one day, this young lady, I came down to her house and she had a tarot deck. Okay. And she was returning it back because it was messed up. I'm like, why the deck messed up? I was like, you know what? Let me see this deck. And this is me. Somebody said somebody's broken. I'm like, let me fix it. What's going on? Mrs. Fix It. But I do remember this like it was yesterday. And I want to help y'all out to identify certain things. Okay. So I remember I was like, she's like, she's like, you're really good. Like, you should be doing tarot. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do tarot. Like, I like oracle. That's where I'm at. I feel comfortable here. It's like, there's a lot of things I can say, but I can know how to like really do what I do with oracle compared to tarot. But some people pull from a different energy field. Okay. I don't pull from that field. I don't like it. Like, it's just a different pool that I just don't like it. And if you know me, you know I'm not lying. Like, I don't like it. Like, yeah, when I do a collective reading, I never pull from that field. But if I'm reading another reader or I'm around somebody who's a reader, I can tell if they're pulling from that field. And so I just usually don't talk to them or I just be like, you know what, I'm cool. Make a long story short, I was playing with her deck that she was about to turn back in. Man, I did a reading and all my cards came up right. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. So let me spread, then clarify. Okay. Cause I'm just going off of like what I see. I like was hearing somebody tell me like what to do. It was like really weird. So I was like, all right, cool. And then the next thing I know, she over there with her new deck. That's the same deck that she got that she's for to return back. And all her cards are exactly like mine. Besides, they're facing down. And I'm like, what is the odds of that? Like, real talk. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, that to me, that's weird. So I'm like, all right. So that was a sign. Like, let me tell y'all something. And one thing I must say, I knew it was a sign then, but like I said, I always like to see this good in people. Like, all the time. Like, and I remember that me and her was sitting there, and I'm like, what is going on? I've never seen nothing like this. You pull the same cards that I pull, besides yours are down, mine's up. And I'm like, But you know what? It kind of makes sense. This is the only thing I'm going to say. It makes sense. Everything, oh my gosh, oh my Jesus, everything finally makes sense. Because I remember I was getting a medium reading done. My only medium reading I've ever got done by Quinletta Dean. I can officially stamp that lady. I will not stamp anybody else. I don't care how famous they are. I know she's the truth. I done ran into a few mediums, and I ain't saying that ain't the truth. I just know Quinletta Dean, baby right there, the truth. Okay, a walk with the ancestors. She cold and she the truth. She the truth. So I remember she was like, somebody keeps saying that you here. I'm like, I'm in Virginia right now. I'm not right there. They're like, nah, you right here. I'm like, I'm not right there. I'm in VA all day and tomorrow. But I knew it was true because, some of the people who came through on my reading was like, da-da-da-da. But I noticed how, like, my family was talking, and now everything makes sense. Like, even to everybody who was coming up and saying something. And I could tell my ex was saying something, and the way how he say it, it's the way he from downtown. So the way how downtown people talk, they're indirect, but they direct. And if you know what I'm talking about, shout out to my down the way people, because for real. Well, everything I love my down the way people. Like, y'all perping. Like, if y'all don't like downtown people. So, make a long story short, I'm like, oh, so then I remember I was trying to help her out, and one day I was, you know what, maybe I should like go live and maybe like do some readings or something. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I remember one day, I don't think I did it that day, but I was just like, man, let me chill out. Like, something's wrong. Like, somebody's hyphening my energy field doing readings with my energy. Now, the thing about me with most people, because I'm going to do my next episode is going to be identity crisis, because it's identity theft and identity crisis. So that way y'all know what's going on. But I'm like, who over here was doing readings? But you're using my energy. And when you're using my energy, I have a problem with that. Thinking that it was my baby sister, guys. Because my sister was doing readings. I'm like, how you do readings? How you be clearing your energy, like, and getting that energy off of you? Because somebody's using my energy, and I didn't know who it was. So I was trying to figure it out. So I caught her attitude, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to start talking to all of y'all. But my original stop, it was not my sister. It was that girl, because she said she gave a reading to somebody. And she's like, I was so drained and I don't know what I did. And this and that. She's like, but they took a lot of energy out of me. And I'm thinking, like, that girl who she did a reading to, you wasn't supposed to give her a reading. 2 is you didn't do the right things to even give her a reading, to try to cleanse her energy. And you're trying to do it the way I do it, but you're not me. Spiritually, you're not me. You cannot do a reading the way I do if you are not me and use my energy. It will deplete you. So it depleted her energy, and it like kind of took for me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I stopped talking to her and I spazzed out on her. Like, that's what I be talking about, that Aries stuff. I spazzed out. I'm like, hold on. I don't like that. I kind of feel like you use my energy field. and you was doing a reading, and I don't like that. Like, that's the only thing people know. One thing if you know about me, and I'm all like, I talk about this in my book. I actually come clean about some things about me in my book. But I don't play about stuff like that. I don't play all the time. Like, yeah, I'm nice, I'm cool, I'm collective until we go there. Okay. Boom. Next thing I know, I'm talking to this. I stopped talking to her for a very long time. I started to feel back myself. I'm like, all right, cool. But my little sister was still doing readings. And I was not feeling that way, but I knew my little sister was doing something, and she wasn't, she was just giving readings to everybody. I'm like, you can't just give readings to everybody. And I'm like, there's codes to that. Like, you're my little sister. Like, my daddy birthed you into someone. So you get what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. Like, you gotta really come talk to me. Like, I help everybody else. You don't think I help you. So I end up politicking with my sister, and I told her, like, you ain't gotta do it if you don't want to. Make a long story short, I kind of thought it was my sister, so I came back and I apologized to her because y'all know I like to apologize to people. Like, y'all know me. I just do. I'm just a nice person like that. But it wasn't that. So then one day I end up talking to this particular girl, and next thing I know, I'm like, I was in like the best mood ever. And the guy I really liked, I was supposed to link up with him, and I'm like, oh, baby, like, ooh, I don't know what it is about that man. I just get turned on. I ain't gonna lie. Like, him. Then she was like, oh, so who you talk to? Like, who you think your twin flame for real? Because she kept trying to say she was my twin flame. I said, you are not my twin flame. I don't care who you are. You're not my twin flame. That's what I know to be a fact. You're not my twin flame. Like, but I didn't tell her his real name, but I told her his nickname, guys. Be careful on who you relay certain information to. And I'm like, And then after that, I really ain't hear back from him. I'm like, man, that's really weird, because usually when I do a bird call for him, I do know how to bird call for him. Oh, I know how to call for that man correctly. And he will come like out of nowhere. Like, what? Like, make a long story short, guys, I'm like, dang, like, what's wrong with Shorty? Like, so I'm like, all right, cool. Then I was like, you know what? I kept trying to tell her, I was like, I feel like you pregnant. And she's like, no, you're not. And she ended up was pregnant. Like, everybody around her told me, like, yeah, she was pregnant, like, everything, like, big pregnant. I'm like, what? Why would she lie to me? If I'm asking you, are you pregnant? That must mean I know. Like, why are you lying? Stop irritating me with that. That's the one thing I can tell y'all about Aries people, bruh. Is sometimes, depending on which Aries you get, March or April, but sometimes they don't like when people call them out on stuff and they didn't tell you, but they lying. Like, you actually have authority to be right. Like, and you know you right, and you coming with them with that authority. They don't like that. Aries people do not like that. I'm gotta say, like, I'm the one off to that. And like, if you right, you right. I ain't finna argue with you like you ain't right. Like, oh, you caught me red-handed, baby. I ain't gonna. Some Aries people, they don't like it, and then you're forever in this war battle with them. Like, hold on. Like, I don't want time out. I don't want to be in no battle with you. I don't want to be at war with you. We both Aries. But somebody lead the pack, but it ain't you. But it ain't finna go there. Anyway, make a long story short, guys. Y'all gotta be careful on who y'all touch and transfer of energy. Okay. This girl called me one day, no lie. And whatever was going on in her life, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and I was talking to her, raised her energy up. Next thing I know, it was kind of like it was a transfer, like fast transfer. It was like, boom. It was kind of like, now I was experiencing at that moment how she was experiencing things. And then she was experiencing how I was experiencing things. I'm like, man, why the hell is this lady? I'm like, what's going on? I was just in a good mood. I do healing work. Like, I know when you do healing work, there, it just feels different, guys. Like, the energy feels different. It's really beautiful and it's great. I'm like, hold on. I was just in a good mood. Now you got your mood. Nah. And I went about my day. I try to like cleanse myself. No. I'm going to teach y'all from what happened to me yesterday on how to call that back. How to get exactly. And it happened to me twice. Again, especially one time, the young man I posted a while ago, he called me and it was like he was trying to get in a good mood, try to like it's like they try to take your good energy if they know you got abundance. That's why I keep trying to tell you, I got to be careful. Certain people can smell when you got stuff coming to you. And they hit you up just to use you for your energy and you're like, but I don't like it. I'll call you out on it. And if you know me, you know I do not care. I will call whoever out. Do not play with me. I will air you clean out and tell you what's up. If you feel some type of way, run up. Get done up. I'm not about to play with you like, no, but that was my old saying. Now, I'm not about to fight you. It's all about love and light, baby. Fight the universe. Fighting me is like fighting God, your universe, whoever you believe in. That's like fighting them. Okay? Don't fight me. Make long story short, guys, a transmute of energy or transfer of energy. Okay, sometimes people try to mimic and copy you. I'm going to teach you how to get this back. Boom. I'm like, man, something's off. Like, I'm very good at what I do, but then it was like, you know what? Let me just stop doing this and do something else different. And I feel like that was like spirit, like, pay attention. I just want you to do something real quick. I'm working on something. Okay. And this is what really be going on in the universe is that when I be talking to like my spiritual team, everybody be like, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Like we're going to do something else different for a moment. We're just at detour. It ain't that you ain't there. You're on your way to the birthday party. You know, detour. It's a surprise birthday party. Surprise party. Surprise. You thought you had me? Guess not. All right, so I'm like, all right, cool. And then I talked to this particular person's family member. They were like, oh, you gotta be careful because she be transferring energy. Like, that's why I don't talk to her all the time. I'm like, what? Yeah, but you know, and she started going in and started telling me everything, but I never told her what she said. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna ride it out. And then I remember like, I guess like one of her peoples was talking to her, probably like giving me praises. And she's like, why are you talking to her? Then she called this girl hyped. I'm like, hold on. I didn't even say nothing to you. I don't even know you. I don't even know the person you're talking about right now. But you calling my phone about something that has nothing to do with Key to G. Nothing to do with me at all. That sound like a her and you problem that ain't got nothing to do with B, which is me. So you gonna have to figure A and C out without B. Okay? Figure out how you get there, but it ain't me. Man, long story short, guys, like, I just never knew really what was going on, like with the transmute of like, you know, like I'm like, man, something's off. Something really off. Because some people can have weird attachments to y'all. I'm telling y'all, some people really be attached to y'all, even if it's for your light, your energy, whatever. I'm like, man, what's going on? I'm one of them people like, I can sense anything. Like, stop playing with me. I don't care what's going on. Then one day, my son busts out. He started just talking about her. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what? Like, because, you know, my son, that's my baby. I'm like, something off. And I remember this is like when I first learned how to do some things that I do best. Like, to this day, I love doing that stuff. And I'm like, dang, I don't know what's going on, but next thing I know, guys, I just stopped talking to this person. Like, every time this person hit me up and I did like a release, every time this particular girl hits me up, it's like the inside of me knows she's about to hit me up. And it's like, I know when anybody about to hit me up, but particularly when people are not supposed to be talking to me, connected to me, and they still like trying to like get into my energy field. You hit me up? Why? What's going on? My spirit be like, man, my spirit be crying because my spirit really wants to. I guess I don't even think it's my spirit. I really think it's my dark body. My dark body want to get busy. And she like, what you trying to do? I'm like, I don't want to attack her. Like, I love her too much. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to just keep showing her love until she understands, like, love is the only thing that matters and the only thing that's real. And you better stop doing what you're doing to people or it will catch up to you. And it did. Gave her the juice. What happened to her 6 months before it even happened to her. Gave it to her. Boom. No. She ain't listen. Whatever. Because some people think that they could do what they want to do. So, transmutative energy, guys. Or transfer energy, whatever you want to say it, that's how I'm going to say it. However you feel what I'm saying, this is what happens. So literally, she hit me up, I hit her up, and I was basically like calling her out. Well, not calling her out, but I was just saying like, if you ain't going to listen to my podcast, don't tell me you're going to listen to my podcast if you have no reason, and you really know you're not going to listen to it. Do not tell me you're going to listen to my podcast and you know you're not going to listen to it. Because guess what? I don't care. At some point you think I really care if you listen to it. I really don't. Because the people who listen to it need to listen to it. So I really don't care. What do you think I care for? I take that. I will see that you're thinking that I care if you listen to it, and then you're going to tell me you do and you really don't. I know the people who really listen to it and what they mean, what they say. You can tell by their actions, guys. Boom. Make a long story short, this is what happened yesterday. And guys, pay attention. So I'm sitting up here. I'm in my car. I'm talking to a few people. I'm talking to somebody I went to high school with. And we're just over here laughing and giggling. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, no. And he like, yes. And I'm like, no. Like, I was like, I don't know what the hell we was talking about. We were just like in a battle of words. Okay. And, but it's somebody I was cool with in high school. I never really beefed with him or nothing, but you know, make a long story short, next thing I know, she writes me. She's like, oh, I'm going to listen to your podcast and I just don't have time. I'm like, I don't want you to listen to it. I don't care if you do or if you don't. Just know the next time that you receive my podcast, just know that I probably didn't send it to you, but I do have a social media team. Shout out to them. That post this, that make posts for me and share my stuff. They run my social media. And if you know me, you know I really don't even like social media like that. I like Snapchat because that's just my thing. I love Snap. You feel me? Like Snap. I've been having Snapchat for over 10 years. So I love Snapchat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I love Snapchat. Me and Snapchat is one. So make a long story short, she's talking and she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, oh my gosh. And she's telling me all this stuff, but she's like, oh, I don't went through this, went through that. I'm like, something in me like lies. She ain't doing no healing work. She trying to get back into your energy field. Now, the thing is, guys, how can you know if someone is using your energy to manifest or they're using your energy or in general or your light? Here's how you find out. I was listening to this thing, and this is the real reason why I stopped talking to her. I was on TikTok. This girl said, you want to know how you know if people using your energy, power, or anything? Here's what you need to say. Say, I call back my energy. I call back all my energy, known and unknown. All my power, all my energy, and all my light. For people who is using my stuff without my consent. You didn't ask. Man, that girl said that. I said, oh, she went off. Why she go off like that? Clap for her. I'm going to go try to find a TikTok. Because I used to share this TikTok all the time with all my soul tribe. I'm going to have to go back and find this particular TikTok. She was a white girl. She was talking about, she's like, this is how I learned. She said, pay attention to the people who call you. Right after you do that, pay attention to the people who call you. Every time I did that, that girl called. I said, So a lot of people got to understand something. I'm a different type of person. Like some people will react. I'm a Aries all day and tomorrow. I react. I just react differently. I'm like, oh, really? All right. So I started to get busy. Okay. Boom. Make a long story short, I'm just trying to help you out. That right there is very powerful. So I never even told her that I was doing that. Okay. But I knew that she was using something. And I told her that. I said, why every time and then I called her out on it. Because I'm a person, I say it. But I'm a person, I say it to you. I said, man, you know what's so funny? You just hit me up. Right when I just did a thing where I was calling back all my magic, all my power, all my energy. Because I do magic too. I'm calling everything back to me. My light, anything that I don't know that a person is using of me, I call it back to me expeditiously right now. I demand it to come back. And there's certain stuff that I do that it's got to come back. And I'd be like, with the most purest love and light, thank you. And here come my stuff. Right back. Next thing I know is certain people was calling me, hitting me up. I'm telling y'all, guys, do this. Women, do this. Because I be teaching my brother friends to do this. Like, y'all better do this shit. Like, this shit work. I taught one of my brother friends how to do this. He was like, man, you ain't missed. I ain't missed since I was little. I'm just watching. I'm a teacher. I'm a very good teacher. I teach what I do. I do a very good job at what I do. Slap that on something. Clap for me. So I was like, oh, wow, really? You really did that? All right. So when she hit me up recently, and she hit me up in the morning yesterday, I was like, man, like, and she's like, oh, what's this? I was like, oh, this is my new episode. Oh, you know, I was going to listen to, I don't even care for real. That's exactly what I told her. I don't care for real. I was just letting you know I didn't send it to you. My social media team did because I paid them, even though I shouldn't. You know, when you got sisters and stuff, guys, like, you got to feel like somewhat like, bruh, you're going to be set for life just because of your sister, but that doesn't mean that you can do free, you get free work. I mean, I don't know. That's what my sister said. Like, but I always like to show love, but I do have a social media team now, but I did have one person, now I have a team. So make a long story short, she's talking to me and basically making all these excuses. I really don't care why you didn't listen to my podcast. That doesn't bother me. But my problem with it is that you gonna try to play with me like you ain't know that I called my power and my energy back. And what's so crazy is how I did it. Because usually I do it. I don't even know how to explain it. But I was laying there and I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. So I get up and when I'm talking to her, I'm not in my house. I'm outside. I'm in my car. I'm at school in the parking lot talking to her. This is where we really start to talk, conversing, going back and forth. And everything was cool. Okay. Now, this is what I'm telling y'all. This is the divide. And this is the season where God's saying, you can no longer be connected to certain people. They are not allowed around you. And I mean that. And for the people who's betraying, oh, they're going to be exposed. It ain't no way around it. This girl was exposed to a T, guys. Like when I say to a T, bro, I mean to a T. And I'm like, oh, okay. You right. I'm going to just let you be exactly where you are. So I remember I was walking to school. I put my Bluetooth earbuds on and I was just vibing to the music. Y'all know me. I'm always dancing, you know, with my music on. So I'm like, all right, cool. So make a long story short, I'm sitting up there. I'm like, all right, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it moving. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I felt my energy. I felt like a person was trying to change that energy, try to like be cozy on me. I was like, nah, I'm good, love, enjoy. Feel me? Like, nah, love, I'm good. For real. Real talk, I'm good. Enjoy. And I kept trying to tell people, like, right now, the way how God got my energy set up, you know, the universe, like heaven and earth is aligned about people having access to my energy. energy source. Like you just you can't do it the way that you used to do no more. It's over with. It's not in void. So I'm like, all right, cool. I come outside. Everything that she said was going on with her, it eventually started happening to me. I'm like, I call my mom. My mom's like, well, you coming to pick up with this baby? Like my nephew? I'm like, yeah, I'm picking up the nephew. Like my mom's like full blown like arguing with me. Like, and I'm like, what? She don't usually do it this bad. Like guys, like me and my mom, like my mom don't usually do it this bad. So I'm like, what's really going on, bro? And the next thing I know, I call my brother. He like arguing. And I'm like, what? Like, hold on. And I'm like, hold on. So I go pick up my nephew. I come back to the house. I get him something to eat, the kids, and I'm waiting on my son. I start to look for my house key. I could not find my house key. Like, guys, when I tell you I couldn't find my house key, I was like searching in and out of my car to the point where I'm like, all right, well, let me move the seat up and down and see if I can find the keys. I could not find my keys. You gotta understand something. Like, I set my keys in a particular spot in my car. So if it's moved, that means somebody moved it. And I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, why can't I go in the house right now? So I was like, all right. So I get in my car, I call my brother. I say, you know what? I searched this car for 20 minutes. Them keys ain't here. Let me get your key. He's like, all right, come get it. I was like, because I don't want the kids sitting outside. It's kind of cold. I literally drive to the hospital. Anybody know me? I haven't really told people what's going on. But my niece, she's in a NICU unit right now. She's really sick. So my brother's at the hospital. Like, my brother's been at the hospital every day with his daughter. Like, after he get off work, he at the hospital with his daughter. But my niece is in the NICU unit. Sending love and light. But make a long story short, guys, I get up to the hospital. My brother don't answer the phone. I'm like, what? I just talked to you literally 10 minutes ago, 5, and you don't answer the phone. Like, what's really going on? But while I'm on my way up to the hospital, I make a phone call about the places I actually got out the car at. So I make a phone call to UDF. I'm like, hey, I got early this morning and somebody turned the keys. The dude was like, nah. I'm like, all right, cool. And I drive past to see if like maybe the key's outside. Nope. My key's not there. I'm like, oh man. So then I called my school because, I actually got out. I had class. I had art class. So I got out. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. So the next thing I know is I'm like, what is going on? And the girl at school's like, listen, I got my nephew and my son and my niece in the NICU unit, and I'm helping my brother out by watching the baby. She's like, listen, I don't want you to be outside with those kids. Why don't you just come back to the school and see if we can come up with the keys until your brother answer? Like, you can sit up here with us. I was like, oh, thank you so very much. I love you. I love you so much. And I was like, I'm just going to go get the keys for my brother. So that way I'm not going to call back. Just don't call me back if you find them. She's like, all right, we find them. We'll make sure we got them. She's like, but I'm going to make sure if somebody come in here with some keys, I'll make sure I call you. Tell me what they look like. So I told her what my house keys look like, because I have some particular stuff on my house keys. Like, bruh, if you was to see my house keys, you'd be like, I know those are Keita's keys over anybody's keys because of the stuff that it has on it. So I was like, all right, cool, boom. The next thing I know is I was like, man, there's no reason for me to go to my school because I know my house key's not there. I didn't take my purse into school. The only thing I got when I pulled up to school, I got out of the car and grabbed my art homework. I didn't even take my purse. Like, my purse wasn't even in the car. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, there was like literally nothing there. So I'm like, all right, cool, fine, dandy. Make a long story short, I go in and I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the school. So I'm coming down, I'm going up Forest, trying to go to Cincinnati State. If y'all know where that is at, like Forest. So I'm coming up Forest. I'm right there by the Catholic school. So now, that street's a two-way street. It's like one way up and one way down. There's a lady coming. So there's a line waiting for the school to let out. And so there's one particular car that's in the road on my side. like where I'm trying to go straight. And she's trying to go straight, but she's on the right-hand side when technically her ass should be on the left-hand side, okay? Let's clap for that. Like, what is going on here? Like, get over. So make a long story short, guys, like the lady gets out the car. I didn't move. I don't have a horn in my car, so I didn't move. I didn't beat my horn because if I had a horn, I would have beat my horn. Okay, I would have beeped it the whole time while she was talking. I wouldn't even say nothing until she moved her car. I would have made her move her car. So it was like the particular way of like how I stopped because I didn't know that somebody was sitting there until like the car in front of me was like really weird. It was like I couldn't see that she was sitting right there. So the way how I was going to do, the way how my car was, because usually sometimes cars be parked on the right-hand side, but I couldn't. I basically like blocked the other cars, I guess, the way how I was driving. It blocked the other cars from going around. She's like, can't you just go around me? She gets out of her car. Can't you just go around me? I said, you're on my side of the road. I'm supposed to drive straight. My son's in the car. So if I was teaching him how to drive, I would tell him technically this car's in the wrong and that you would need to wait for this car to get over because this is what causes accidents. Okay. Like people doing dumb stuff like this. Like you're on my side of the road. Okay. She's like, well, you could just go around. I was like, but you're on the wrong side of the road. Get on the right side of the road. Why ain't you in line waiting like the rest of these people? There's a whole long line waiting to get their kids, but you want to be the person who's not in line. Like you cannot skip the line. And I guess spiritually what it was telling me is that when I be talking to people that sometimes people be trying to be connected to me and they're not doing healing work, I can tell if you're doing healing work or not because the energy would be different. But some people will try to be close to you to try to, oh, I'm close to her, so I get this abundance, so they can be abundant too. Like, no, you have to do the work. You have to do the inner work. You cannot skip that. I always kept saying it. But that's what this girl was doing. She was trying to skip waiting in line for her child to try to get around everybody to get her child first compared to everybody else who probably showed up before her that's been waiting. So she was just basically trying to get around. She's like, I do this all the time. I said, it's not about you doing this all the time. The problem is that I'm trying to go straight and this is a double yellow line and you're not supposed to be on this side. You're supposed to be on the other side. You're supposed to be on the right-hand side, but you're in the left-hand lane and I'm going down the street where I'm supposed to be going. Boom. Make a long story short. She gets out of her car. She goes back to her car and she comes back. She's like, well, I would direct you. Just go. I said, you can't direct me because I already was going straight. I can't go straight now because you're in my lane. I can't continue my lane. And I was like, some just told me, stand your ground, sit there. So I sat there. I said, well, then maybe. So then the guy walks up from the school, I guess, who directs traffic. He's like, what's going on here? I said, she's on my side of the road. He said, technically, ma'am, you wrong. You should not be right here. I said, want to go straight. He said, but you can go around. You're causing traffic. So now I done backed up traffic all the way down to the Richies. Okay. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I backed up traffic at Richies by sitting where I was at. And I was like, why should I have to get up and move if she is wrong? I did nothing wrong. She's in the wrong. Make her reverse her car back and get in line like everybody else because that's what you're supposed to do. Boom. He's like, well, she was like, well, she's just mad right now. I didn't yell. I have kids in the car. My son's watching me. This is a teaching moment for my child. This is a teaching moment for my nephew. My nephew's 3. He's looking at her. And we're all looking at her and I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, she's like, well, she just doesn't want to move around to the side. And the guy's basically saying to her, he's like, man, just move your car. She doesn't want to go around. Just move your car because technically she's right. So the dude behind me saying she's right. The woman in front of me is right. You need to move your car. Even though she can go around, you need to move your car because you're still on the wrong side of the road. Make a long story short, the guy who's directed traffic was like, one of y'all need to do something because I'm finna get mad. He starts going off and cussing. I said, you do know I have kids in this car. I didn't even say no. I rolled up my window. I sat there. And so she was like, well, I said, listen. And she could jump back in her car. She's like, you could just go around me. Like, here, let me move over and go around me. I said, she gonna move up. You can get right behind her. Because I feel like that's exactly where she was at. And she was just trying to get in a higher spot. Wait your turn. There's nothing wrong with you waiting your turn. Stop trying to skip the line because you feel like you know someone, or stop thinking that you are above the waiting process. You're not. Like, you still, and this is what God was showing me. She still got to do her healing work. No matter if she try to skip the line or not, she still got to get back in line. And I'm like, all right. So the lady, as soon as I said, well, if somebody move up, you can get over in their spot. As soon as I said that, boom, car moved up. She ended up, I did not move until she got all the way on the right side of the road where you're supposed to be at. All day and tomorrow. This ain't London where your people drive on the left-hand side. This is America. You drive on the right-hand side of the road. That's the right, okay? Boom. So I go down, I go to my school, I'm sitting there. And I pull it up to the spot. I'm like, man, there is no keys here. And I'm like, you know what? And I love my son, guys. That's really my baby. He like, Mama, let's look for your keys again. I'm like, Malachi, I already looked for him again. I was like, oh, he's like, for real, let's try one more time, Mama. So I was like, man, I can't even get in my trunk. But I did have my car keys because obviously I was driving my car. Make a long story short, I went over there. My son, he looking for the keys. He just looking, and he even looked underneath the seat where I was at. Next thing I know, as I was standing there, I said, I don't know why I can't get into my house. I just want to go to my house and reset. But you know what I'll do? I call back all my power, all my energy right now from that particular girl. Whatever she tried to take is coming back to me now. And I demanded, and I said, so it is so. When I tell you I said that, next thing I know, I look underneath my seat. There, I ain't seen nothing there. Next thing I know, I'm just standing there. It's like, someone's like, flash! Like, it was like a bright flash. And my key is gold. So that was a sign from the universe. It was the universe was teaching me something. Like, the universe, like, you're going to teach somebody exactly what you went through. Because this happens a lot from people. I'm telling you how to do it. Go back into the original spot where this person transmutes your energy, whether they're around or not. Call your energy back to you expeditiously. And people know when I get mad, I get big mad. I should have never did that. Get back. Okay. Y'all heard triggered. Make a long story short, when I said that, my keys popped up and I got on my car, I was so thankful. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. But I knew at that moment it was a learning experience. And I knew at that moment I was never going to be, that girl could never call me ever again. She could never call me again. Ever. I don't care what's going on with you. None of that. Don't ever in life call me again. Like, oh my gosh, guys, like for real. But what I learned in that moment, after I did it in the same spot, I felt a piece of me that I haven't felt in a while. Like when I say a while, like I mean a very long time. Because what I didn't know was that she sent me a message talking about she didn't want to be friends no more. And I was like, yes, you just helped the process out a little faster because I was going to do the same thing. But when I knew that, man, I went through my phone, I deleted, and I'm telling y'all, this is something that y'all need to do by the end of this weekend. Because don't say you can't do it, because I do it all the time. At the beginning of this year, I went through my phone, I deleted any contacts I don't talk to. I don't care if I know, I don't talk to you, out of there. Boom, out of there. I deleted every contacts. And if you know me, you know I got about 4 or 5 emails that's connected to my iPhone. And I went through each email contact number and deleted people out. If I don't talk to you, there's no reason for me to talk to you. I'm about to out of there, boom, boom, boom. Man, right after I came home, I'm like, man, you know what? I said my piece. I said, you know what? You didn't understand what I said anyways. We're on different timelines. And so I'm wishing you the best. And I hope that you receive the love that you need to receive. Blah, 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 blah. You know me. I always like to end on good terms. It's all love. Sending you love and light. Boom. So she unfriends me. I block her. Next thing I do, I got over 50,000 pictures. But even though I got those 50,000 pictures, I also got a lot of pictures in Snapchat. I be too turned up on Snapchat, okay? Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Man, I went through Snapchat, any picture, anywhere where this girl's energy signature was, I deleted it. Boom. I some of them videos, I was sexy. I looked it good. Oh my gosh. No homo. If I was homo, I want to do me too. No homo. Okay. Man, some of my best videos. Okay. I'm like, you know what? Boom. Deleted it. Boom. Deleted it. Now, what happened was in iPhones, guys, in pictures, you can go and actually type in a location. I went in, found her face, searched for all pictures of her face, deleted it. Searched for the areas, deleted it. I went in, I was like, you know what? I got stuff in my phone. Man, it was so serious about this. I was like, you know what? I've been having this iPhone for a very long time. And I've been having an iPhone for a long, long time. So my son was 2014. And so I was like, you know what? Bam. Guess what I did, guys? Deleted every single thread. Any thread in my phone, I deleted it. Every single thread, I deleted it. From 2014 to now. Okay. And I used to just keep threads just so that way somebody say they said something and I'm like, you know, it says, I take advantage of every opportunity to grow and evolve. Boom. Telling you. So I was like, you know what? The moment I deleted her pictures, I blocked her, I felt the whole energy exchange. Like it was like, oh, release. A felt hard thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Man, I went through, deleted them threads. I had to figure out what number, belonged to, because she had a few different numbers. And I'm like, man, this girl had like 7 different numbers. I was like, you know what? I don't know. Delete, pop, out of there. But I must tell y'all, I felt 100% better. I have not felt that good in a very long time. And I felt like I just released a lot of things. And Spirit was like, man, you're going to be releasing a lot of stuff this week. You're going to be releasing people, places, things, but you're going to actually see like some stuff that you hold on to, whether it's in your phone or not, holds energy. Like, and I know it wasn't just her energy. I'm talking about, I went and deleted every energy that I no longer connected to. And I just felt like, ooh, better. Pictures, all of that. I went through my pictures. And don't say y'all can't go through them. If you know you don't mess with somebody, you know they've been harming you, they did something to harm you, delete that old memories. It's time to make new ones. The Most High is like, for every picture, and I'm telling y'all, I did it for a while. The Most High said, for every picture that you delete, whatever, you're going to make better memories with your real soul tribe, the real people that love you. So the people you are always supposed to be connected to. These people, you've been connected to them energetically your whole entire life. You just ain't got there. You have to release some stuff to get here. Release this stuff. Anything, let it go so that new stuff can enter. And I'm talking about, I've been feeling good out, man. I sleep. I always sleep good, but I just felt 100% better. I'm like, man, I didn't. And I always tell people, like, when I do a release, I usually just do my release. That do the trick. Baby, delete them threads. You don't need them. You ain't even trying to keep up no points. Goodbye. You out of there. Not only do you delete threads, guys, make sure you delete pictures, videos. And then I want to tell y'all something. If you got Snapchat like me, Snapchat saves in a few spots in your phone. It saves in Snapchat, in 2 areas of Snapchat, and it also saves in a camera in Snapchat. But in iPhones, it saves right there in all the pictures. But guess where else it stays at? In the actual Snapchat pictures. Okay, if you've been having an iPhone as long as me, I've been on Snapchat for a very long time. So I got a lot of Snapchat videos. When I tell you, guys, no lie, I went through and I thought I deleted all my sex videos. I don't know why every time I talk, I got to talk about sex, but it's just be like, wait, okay, guys. I was like, okay, I'm deleting her videos. And at the moment, this is how I knew I used to be crazy, because I used to go a state over and then go a state over to get done. You feel me? Like, oh. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was just here, like, maybe this day, the very next day, I'm over here this day having the best sex. Like, yes, Lord Jesus. And then I thought I deleted all my sex videos, guys. So I went through and deleted all my sex videos maybe years ago. But I didn't delete them out of Snapchat, because some of my videos were made on Snapchat. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I had to go back and delete my sex videos too. And I'm like, you know what? These are old memories. And guess what I'm going to do now? I am going to go ahead and just delete it. I want new experiences. I don't want nothing old. Guys, like, take the time out of your day to, like, get rid of stuff that you don't want, so that way new stuff can come. I'm telling you, it was just like that. Like, I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe I need to get rid of these clothes too. Like, and I was like, man, like, I went through and I got like rid of like some old clothes. And then the next thing I know, like, I had like all new stuff happening. Then like, I like got rid of like some stuff of my son's, and then like a whole bunch of new stuff started happening. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe I just need to just get rid of anything old so the new can come in. And that's what I think y'all need to do. Like, cleanse y'all space. Clear your space. Get rid of things that you no longer need. Get rid of things that people gave you that you know that they didn't have really good intentions. Let it go. So that's my advice for y'all. Like, for the rest of the week, for real, is to basically cleanse your area, cleanse your friends list, cleanse any messages, whether they're like text messages, whether they're messages over here, messages over there. Cleanse that, get rid of it, clear out, block, and delete. Guys, let it go. So that way the universe can let things flow to you. That way you can get the things that belong to you. But call your energy, your magic, and your power back. I suggest you do it, guys and women. Take your time out. If you want to see if someone's using your energy or your power or your magic, or they're trying to manifest through you, or they're just doing stuff with just your energy, you're just wondering what's going on, call it back to you and see who hits you up. The first few people who hit you up are the people who are using your stuff. But say it for the people. I'm going to tell you how to say it. So, and then I'm going to end it. I'm going to end this episode because I want to make sure we say it correct. I want y'all to say this, because I know I got somebody, they're talking loud. Like, I need you to re-say that again. Like, their spiritual body say it, so that way we can get it and record it. Say this, guys. I call back from any entity, anybody, anywhere, any place, my power, my energy, my magic, or anything that belongs to me that was taken from me that did not ask for my consent. Known and unknown consent. You didn't ask my consent. I don't even care if you was my mama. If you didn't ask for my consent, I call it back to me with the most purest love and light. So it is so shall it be. So shall it always was. Boom. Tell me if it works. Oh, I know it do. I've been doing it for a while for people, teaching people this. I know it works for a fact. Try it out. Test me out. You don't believe me? Test the spirit by the spirit. It's in the Bible. That's the only time they use try. Try the spirit by the spirit in the Bible. Test the spirit by spirit. Holla at you. You feel me? But this is your girl, Goddess Nikita, always dropping them jewels. If no one told you they loved you today, I love you. But everybody, I'm wishing you love. Please remember, towards the weekend, get you ready for the weekend. Baby, love is in the air. Real love. If you connect in, you're going to be connected to your real love. You're connected. I don't know. It's like somebody is linked in like Bluetooth with somebody. Yeah. Tap in, heal, call your power back. Through me, listen to the signs, people. If you know that you go through what I have went through, or just somebody just using your energy, you don't know why. Because sometimes y'all be like depleted. And you don't know why. That's because somebody could be doing something with your energy. You don't know why. Okay? I always know when people pull tarot on me. Because even though I do tarot, I don't pull from the tarot energy that certain people pull from. I pull from a different energy. And so I always tell people, like, I can tell if you're pulling from the right energy. You're pulling tarot. I can always tell who pulled tarot on me. Name. Date, time, why? I can always tell. I don't like that universe feel. It does something different. I don't like it. You're not supposed to pull from there. So if you pull tarot on me from that universe field, I'm gonna know, and spirit gonna check you. So I always tell people, if you don't ask for my consent and you're pulling cards on me, I wish you well. Y'all heard what it said, but guys, call your energy and your magic back. And sending y'all love and light out to the world. I just want to tap in and just let y'all know what happened to me, and so that way that y'all know how to do it. Shout out to me. I brought the sun out today, guys. Like I brought the sun out yesterday. That was my confirmation. Everything that happened yesterday gave me a confirmation. But guys, you got to do the healing work. You can't be connected to a healer and expect that you can just get around because you know this person. You cannot do that. You got to do the inner work. You cannot be connected to people that you know that do inner work, constant shadow work, and think that you can get around and avoid that. You cannot. You got to do the work. You have to do your own work. I'm not here for you to do your job. I can't do your job. You cannot skip the line. You got to do the work. This is not that year. It's the 7th year, okay? Conscious year, baby. Game. A lot of people going to be revealed a lot of things, guys. Just be careful, tap in, heal, and just be vibrant. Be you. Like, it's okay to be you. People respect you more for just being you. And that's just my message for y'all. So, guys, sending y'all love and light. And I really appreciate it. I'm really happy about this episode, and hope you do too. But you learned something. You learned some spiritual stuff, how to identify certain stuff. Because y'all know y'all been like that with certain people. Like, everybody done experience that. I done asked, like, different people from different cultures, guys, women, they all have experienced what I just talked about. But I said I'm going to talk a little deeper spiritually with it. So this is the spiritual talk. You feel me? This is Goddess Nikita, the one and only Pretty Red ENT. Okay? I love y'all, sending love and light out to the world. I hope that y'all receive love. Anybody who listens to my podcast, I don't care who you is. I hope you receive the love that you always want. Okay? All right, but thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all go follow me. Remember, if you share my episode and I see that you share it, I am giving away free prizes. No lie. I'm giving away some good stuff too. A lot of people like the prizes that I give away. So I do got some prizes for y'all. If I know that you shared it, and I'm actually on social media and I see that you shared it, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you for your address, or if you in the city, I'm gonna pull up on you. Period. I don't care who you is. Pull up on you, get your gift, and out of there. But I'm doing it for the next 5 days only. And then I'm doing a Thanksgiving. I said Thanksgiving. I don't know why you say that. A Valentine's Day giveaway. So, guys, tap in. It's me, just, But also follow me at the Pretty Red ENT show. .podbean.com. That is my webpage. Tap in and on all major platforms. So thank you so very much for tuning in. It's the Pretty Red ENT Show.